Today I'm going to share with you some of the books that have had a really big impact on my life, or books that I, for some reason, decided to keep a physical copy of because I don't have very many. I probably have enough books to fit a small shelf like this, and I'm going to be showing you most of them. Most of what I read now is either borrowed from the library or read in ebook format online, but these ones here are books that I do go back to read, and I like to actually have a physical copy of it. The first one is the most recent one that I got, and it's called The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. And Neville Goddard was alive, I believe, at the end of the 1800s or early 1900s, so the language is definitely different. So just be aware of that if you do decide to read one of his books. And also there is a lot of uploaded speeches and presentations and talks by Neville Goddard online as well, if that's something that you're interested in listening to. And basically, the main thing that he speaks about, which I find fascinating, is the power of the human imagination and how we have the ability to create a world for ourselves and create a reality for ourselves. And when you think of so many of the inventions that we enjoy today and in many ways probably take for granted, that was once an idea in someone's mind that they actually put into action and it came into fruition. And I just think that's so amazing. And he talks a lot about the creative power that we have if we were to use our imagination to the fullest potential. So I will put all the links down below for all of these authors and books if you want to check them out. Next is Reinventing the Body, Resurrecting the Soul by Deepak Chopra. And this is a book that kind of combines health and Deepak's medical background with the spiritual and the kind of new agey side. And I really love this book, and I just found this. This is the bookmark that I was using the last time I read it, and it's a picture that I took of a little donkey in Beaujolais in the French countryside, and I just thought it was a cute picture, so that's my bookmark. Alright, so this is very geeky of me, but I really enjoy reading these, and it's the Webster's Vocabulary Builder. I got this one for $1, I believe, and this is something that kind of helps me to unwind, especially before I go to bed. I just like to kind of read through this and learn. And basically what it is it goes through different words that are probably less commonly used, and it tells you about the history of the word, its origins, and then at the end of each chapter there's kind of a little quiz to kind of see if you've retained that knowledge and if you're able to use that new word in sentences, and I find it really fun, so yeah. Next is You Can Heal Your Life. This is a classic for anyone who's going through any kind of struggle or just wants to focus on positivity and being a more loving, open person. This is a beautiful book. Louise is kind of the queen of affirmations, and she's got some great affirmations in this book, as well as just a lot of positive tools and life-building techniques that you can try out. And if you haven't read this book, I highly recommend checking it out. Alright, so I have never purchased a cookbook in my life. I got this one as a gift from Alex, and I really love it. It's called Vegan, and it's by Food 52. If you've seen my recipe video on how to make the black bean chili, that is from this book as well. But I have tried quite a few recipes in this book, and they turned out amazing. They were super easy, and I'm looking forward to trying some more of them. And while the recipe book didn't really change my life, going vegan did, so I just thought I'd throw that one in there. Next is Wallace D. Wattles' The Science of Getting Rich. And despite the title, this book does not just have to do with finances and money. It actually has a lot to just do with creating whatever sort of abundance you want in your life and attracting your dream life, attracting the things that you really want to experience. And it gives a lot of practical tools to use, and I just really enjoy this book. It's a super quick read. It's very thin, as you can see. Could probably read it in a few hours, and it's got a ton of great inspirational ideas as well. Alright, this one I've probably had the longest. I got this as a gift before I went traveling on my first big overseas trip, and it's called Make the Most of Your Time on Earth, A Rough Guide to the World, and it's very heavy. And it's such a beautiful book. Hopefully you can see just a little glimpse of the pictures. It's one of those books that if you feel like you want to go travel or you just want to kind of be inspired or learn something new about somewhere else in the world, I kind of just flip through it and come to a random country and learn something about that place and get inspired to maybe travel there one day. It's such a beautiful book. It's got beautiful photography, and it would be a great coffee table book for anyone who loves travel and adventure and exploring the world, and I just love it. Okay, next, speaking of travel, I bought this one in India and it is pretty much falling apart. And I've read it so many times. It's The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And I'll also show you this one, which is A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. I got this one first and it just literally, it was one aha moment after the next. Like as I was reading this, I was just like, oh my gosh. And it felt life-changing just actually reading it. And if anyone is experiencing anxiety or stress or feelings of overwhelm, I highly recommend reading this book. There are some processes in this book that are really transformative and really just helped me to realize that life is now. This moment is what I have control over, my thoughts in this moment, my actions in this moment, and this is my life. This is what I really need to be enjoying because this is all that exists for me right now. So as the title states, The Power of Now, great book. I highly recommend checking it out. Okay, last but not least, Pollyanna. And a lot of people think maybe this is a children's book. I don't know if it's intended for children, but I absolutely love it. It's such a sweet story. It's a simple read, but I don't know, something about it is just special to me. It's the only fiction book that I own, and I go back to it every once in a while and read it. And so I won't ruin it for you, but basically it's about a girl who plays a glad game and tries to find things to be glad about, even if things might seem like they are horrible or upsetting. She finds a way to make it a positive and see the bright side of everything. And I just think it's such an inspiring story for kids or adults, pretty much anyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I have a question for you. What has been the most positive, uplifting, and transformational book that you've read? I'd love to know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!